Hi friends, welcome back. I'm Brenda from the Homeschool Files, and this is part 2 of making your own school calendar. If you missed part 1, you might want to go back to my channel and check that part out. In it, we kind of talked about how you want to make your school calendar, what your choices are on there, and now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty. So for this part, you're going to need a calendar and a pencil and a big eraser. You can also go to calendarlabs.com, and you can print out a school year calendar. I have found this to be so helpful. They have the whole school year on one page, all 12 months, all 9 months. You can adjust it however you want. And I really like working with that one, but really all you need is a calendar. So get that out, and we're going to figure out your days. Okay. So we talked about how you need to follow your state laws. You've got to do that. So go to hslda.org and figure out how many days you're supposed to be doing. I'm in Texas. I don't have a certain number of days that I have to do, but I will tell you that we always aim for about 180 days of school. That's 36 weeks. Most curriculum companies follow that, and they have their stuff broken down by that way, give or take a little bit. So that's just kind of a rough estimate, something to aim for. You could wrap it up way before that. It may take you longer, but that's just a number for you to work with. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is get our calendar, either print it or get that calendar, and we're going to cross off the holidays and vacation days. If you already know them, let's get them crossed off. You want to take off Christmas, Christmas Eve. How many days do you want to take off for Christmas? Cross them off. You want to take off Thanksgiving. I literally every year hear about families making their kids do school on Christmas Eve, Thanksgiving morning. I've seen posts where people have been like, well, we don't have any family coming anyway, so we're just doing school. Listen, take the day off. Make it fun and special for your family, even if it's just you and your kids. Take the day off. Please take some breaks. You need them. Your kids need them. Make those days special. Now, your family may not celebrate Christmas. That's fine. Whatever holidays you do celebrate, let's cross them off. Okay. Now, you need to think about this. Do you want to make a rule that everybody gets their birthday off in your homeschool? It's a choice. If you do, go ahead and cross those birthdays off, okay? No one's going to do school on their birthday. You got a family reunion coming up this spring. Go ahead and cross it off. You already know those dates. Maybe mom and dad are taking a cruise. Mark those days off, okay? Well, now you've got all that done. We're going to mark those days off. And now we're going to see how many days we have left. You can see here in this example that I marked off all of our days that we were going to take off that year in red. And now I'm looking at how much I have available, okay? So now we need to think about field trips. Now, I can't tell you for sure how many you're going to have. Your budget may indicate how many. I know I used to kind of aim for like one field trip a month. That's about all our budget can handle. We'll take one time a month to go do something special like that costs some money. Maybe you have some time for free field trips. We'll talk about days off that, but if you already have some that you know, go ahead and mark those off as well, okay? Now, you might add in your co-op days if you're in a co-op or a homeschool group, but those are school days for me. And here you can see that I marked off co-op days in purple. I'm still counting those as school days because they are learning and doing school on those days, okay? So that still works. All right, so now that we have everything marked off that we're aware of, we can start at our beginning date and we can count forward like 180 days or 36 weeks and see where we're going to end, okay? So I've done this before and I thought, man, we're not getting out till June. I took too many days off. I marked off too many holidays. I don't want to do school all the way till June. So we can adjust that a little bit. Talking about field trip days and planning for sick days, I kind of feel like 10 days is a good part to mark off just for those extra things, just to build in an extra 10 days. What I do is I make flex days, okay? So I get my calendar all figured out, and then I go back in and I mark the flex days in a different color, and I think, hey, we'll take these if we have to, but if we don't have to, we won't. We'll go ahead and do school. Maybe we can take them as a holiday. Maybe we can use them for school. I don't promise those days off to the kids. They don't even know about them. That way, if we just had a lot of sickness in the fall, and we're like, nope, we cannot afford to take off this day. This is just going to be a school day. And then in the spring, we're like, hey, we're actually kind of on schedule, so we'll take this as a surprise day off. And that's always a fun thing to have. So we just kind of have some flex days built in case there's a lot of illness or things happen. You might make it through your year with no one getting sick, but that would be surprising. Some people choose to do year-round homeschooling, and when you hear that, please don't think that it means they're doing school 365 days. That's not what it means. It just means you're taking that traditional 9-month calendar and spreading it out farther over the 12-month calendar. And so that means that you just have a lot more flexibility for, somebody's sick. We found about this cool opportunity we have to go do it. Go take it, because you have the time. You have extra time built into your calendar. If you're not fussed about when you're getting out, then you have the time. But just try to get it on the calendar, because you don't want to just take that leisurely approach to homeschool and then get towards May and find out you've got half a year left. Y'all haven't gotten nearly as much done as you thought you did. And I've seen that happen to people, and it's really stressful. So let's try to get it worked out on paper. Even if it doesn't go exactly like this, you'll kind of know. Some people really like to be done halfway through the year by Christmas time. And if that's you, then you need to figure out what half is and then count backwards, and you'll know your start date. I've done that before. It caused me to start a lot earlier in August than I really wanted to, but I was real happy to be halfway done at Christmas. I'm not so worried about that this year. I'm not worried about being halfway done by Christmas, but I do like to be halfway done sometime in January. So I don't like to get too far off of that, because I don't want school to just go on and on past May. I don't like that too much. So I like to work it out. Several years, we did a Sabbath schedule. I first learned about Sabbath schedules in the Home Education magazine. It was an August 2010 edition. I know that much. I don't know the author. I don't know who to give credit to, but it was a wonderful article about it. And it was basically you do 6 weeks on, 1 week off for the whole school year. And I really liked that. See how it's like the Sabbath 6 days and then a day of rest. So you do 6 weeks and then a week of rest. What I liked about it is that it gave me time to get caught up on grading, make copies, get library books checked out, get the house scrubbed up and clean. It just kind of gave us a whole week off every 6 weeks. And then I felt very prepared for that next 6-week rotation. It still gave us about a 6-week summer, and we still had a long time off at Christmas. I mean, it really wasn't bad. But where it hit us is when my oldest daughter wanted to graduate with her friends in May, and the way the calendar was going to work out, she wasn't going to be done in May. So we kind of got off of that schedule sometime when she was in high school, and we went back to a more traditional schedule. However you want to work it out, get your pencil in your calendar and start scribbling and erasing until you figure it out, where you have just enough number of days and you can get out when you want to. All right, so I've talked about adding in those flex days. Give yourself some breaks, because things are going to happen that are unexpected. And then you have your finished product. This is a finished product with all the days marked off. I'm happy with the start date, the end date, and how many holidays we have. This was like for the 2019-2020 school year. Did it go that way? It did not. We had a pandemic that started that year. Who could have possibly planned for that? But I had a plan in place, and so we weren't real far off when everything started happening crazy. We kind of got it all done like we needed to. So that's just some ideas for you to help you with your calendar. You are armed and ready now. You know what to do. Get out the calendar and the eraser and pencil and start figuring out how many days you want to do, when you want to start, when you want to end, and you make your own calendar. And yes, you can adjust it as you go. You'll learn every year how to do it better and better, but the school district doesn't tell you what to do now. You tell you what to do. So follow your state laws, make a calendar that works for your family. If you need any help, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always happy to help you. Thank you.